There was a second filing today in the Garcia case, the El Salvador case, and this filing was by the defendants, and it's the defendants' response to plaintiffs' motion for additional relief. So plaintiffs had filed a motion earlier stating, hey, we would like to have some discovery to see what the contract is between the U.S. and El Salvador regarding this facility. We'd like to have some information about that. We also think you are in contempt because the judge said you were in contempt. And so we'd like to have a hearing on that, evidentiary hearing on Tuesday during their regular hearing. So that was what they were asking for. And defendants came back and said a lot of the same things they've been saying all along, which is you don't have any authority over the president and foreign affairs under the Article 2 of the Constitution. So, whatever. Number two, they said, well, we can work on what we need to do for Mr. Garcia to come back into the United States, but actually getting him out of El Salvador, we're not going to do that. That's not required by us. But domestically, we could take a look at it. There was that. And then they said, we're not going to tell you what agreement we have with El Salvador because all of that information is classified information. So you're not going to be able to have access to it. Ultimately, the overall theme was you have no jurisdiction, judge, and we're going to do whatever we want, judge. And maybe if, somehow he gets out of El Salvador, we might work with him to get him back into the States, but it's highly unlikely. They did pull in the fact that they knew the Supreme Court had upheld the lower court's order, and they said, well, so have we. So we're not in violation of anything. We don't need to have any kind of a contempt hearing because we did everything perfectly. Very disappointing. But again, probably the biggest red flag is them saying, according to the law, we only need to help him get back into the U.S. We don't need to help him get out of El Salvador because he's in El Salvador. They have complete and total jurisdiction, and this court doesn't. And so you can't force us to do anything regarding foreign relations because of the Constitution. So that happened. I'll keep you posted on what comes next.